All right, for your Scholastic news today, we're going to read The Fight to Protect Grizzlies, and we will also, in another video, read Buried Treasure, Finders Keepers. You can follow along with me as I read, or you can just listen as I read. Yellowstone National Park is known for its wildlife and natural wonders, like its famous geyser Old Faithful. But America's oldest national park is also at the center of a battle to save one of its most famous residents, the grizzly bear. Grizzlies were first considered endangered more than 30 years ago. The question now is whether they should still be, or not everyone agrees on the answer. Nearly gone. Grizzlies play an important role in their ecosystem. For example, they keep the numbers of their other animals, such as elk, from getting out of control. As many as 50,000 grizzlies once roamed the western U.S., but in the 1800s, settlers began building houses and farms on the land where the grizzlies lived. This eliminated much of the grizzlies' habitat. Also, ranchers shot the bears to protect their sheep and cattle, and hunters killed them for sport. The grizzly population in the contiguous U.S. began to drop. By the early 1970s, fewer than 140 grizzlies were counted in and around Yellowstone National Park. The park is mostly located in Wyoming, but also spreads into parts of Idaho and Montana. Bouncing back. To protect grizzlies, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service added them to the endangered species list in 1975. The list was created as part of the Endangered Species Act, which protects animals and plants that are in danger of becoming extinct. It's illegal to kill or harm endangered species or to disturb their habitats. With the protection of the ESA, the population of Yellowstone grizzlies climbed to about 700. The bears began to wander into the areas where they hadn't been seen in years. The FWS hailed the bears' recovery as a conservation success story. In 2007, it removed the Yellowstone grizzlies from the endangered species list. The decision was celebrated by hunters as well as ranchers who had reported more frequent bear sightings, or more frequent bear attacks on their herds. Not out of the woods, but several conservation groups have fought the FSW's decision in court for more than a decade. In July, they scored a victory. A federal court ruled that Yellowstone's grizzlies must stay on the endangered list. Like all wildlife, grizzlies are protected inside Yellowstone Park. It's what happens outside the park that has the conservation groups concerned. Without the protection of the ESA, a bear that could legally be hunted when it roams into neighboring areas. Sarah McMillan works for Wild Earth Guardians, one of the conservation groups that challenged the FWS in court. She notes that many scientists say the bears should remain on the endangered species list until their population grows to at least 5,000. It's not that we just want grizzlies on the list, McMillan explains. I'd like to see them taken off, but only when they're recovered. So this map up here shows you in the contiguous United States, grizzlies live in only 6 areas in the Northwest. Conservationists say that Yellowstone grizzly population won't truly recover until the bears link up and breed with bears in other areas. So the darker area is the past range, and the red area is where they are currently. Comeback creatures, the bald eagle and the American alligator, were endangered at one point in time. In 2007, the bald eagle was removed from the list, and in 1987, the alligator was removed. Millions live in the southeastern United States, and an estimated population of 16,000 pairs in the United States for bald eagles.